what would you do without that ever so important cup of morning java to start your jam-packed day? Do you prefer latte or black coffee? Are you kind, or is there a chance that you're actually borderline crazy? Forget about fortune-telling tea. Here's what your choice of coffee could actually reveal about your personality. Sources out there are claiming that people who prefer milky or sugary coffee tend to be more agreeable, while those who enjoy plain black coffee show signs of being slightly crazy. That's right. Some of you might want to be careful about letting that cute barista take your order too often. He or she might know more about you than you know about yourself. Just ask Lachlan Ward, a barista from Melbourne, Australia, who claims that he believes that those who enjoy a smooth, milky latte are usually more approachable because they're laid back. This also means they could be a bit of a gullible pushover. His words, not mine. According to Ward, cappuccino drinkers could have obsessive personalities while being considerate at the same time. I really need to take a closer look at myself. He also thinks piccolo drinkers enjoy most things in small quantities, since they like their coffee that way. They can be kind with a hint of extreme competitiveness. Perhaps it's time to cut back on some of that daily intake of caffeine. On the other hand, he says those who prefer strong black coffee are probably workaholics who tend to be stubborn, opinionated, and argumentative. Okay, I know everyone has good and bad qualities, but who does this guy think he is? Is that what you're thinking right now? If the word of a professional coffee server isn't enough, perhaps scientific research will convince you. Oh yes, there have actually been studies conducted to draw a connection between your personality traits and what you like to eat and drink. And apparently, the Aussie coffee man is not far off the mark. In 2015, at the University of Innsbruck, around 1,000 adults were asked to complete a survey in order to determine their preferred flavors in food and drink. They were also asked to participate in several personality tests, which led to the finding of a link between someone's taste and character. Now, before we get into the science of it all, do people really like coffee so much that it could be part of their persona? Well, here are a few freaky statistics for you. In 2017 alone, the coffee market claimed around $18 billion, and the average coffee drinker consumes about 3 cups daily. These coffee drinkers include roughly 50% of Americans, and that means in the United States alone, there are around 150 million people who regularly drink espresso, cappuccino, lattes, or any kind of coffee. And it's only 8th in the world for highest coffee consumption per person. So yes, coffee is kind of a big deal, and so is your choice thereof. So maybe it's time to disguise yourself and use a fake name the next time you step into your nearest Starbucks, especially if you enjoy a strong coffee with no milk. Yeah, sorry, black coffee drinkers. As it turns out, that study actually coincides with the Australian barista's theory that you could be a tad more aggressive than those kind-hearted milk lovers. The fact that you enjoy a strong, bitter taste could mean that you have antisocial tendencies. In short, you might be crazy and you're showing it to the whole world every time you refuse to add some milky goodness to your daily dose of caffeine. Clinical psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula conducted a study of her own by observing 1,000 coffee drinkers, and she too found a strong link between the choice of beverage and the person's mannerisms. According to Dr. Durvasula, latte drinkers are more generous and will do a lot to help others. It's not all good news, latte lovers. You too have a dark side that comes with your white coffee. She also found that latte drinkers often spend so much time pleasing others that they often let themselves go and get worn out. The comfort drink could also indicate that they are seeking comfort in all aspects of their lives. Sound familiar? The pattern is definitely there. She too found that those who prefer milk-free tend to be more moody and dismissive, as well as reluctant to embrace change. Let's not forget those who prefer to keep it cool with their frozen coffee blends. There are a few pros and cons about your order as well. The psychologist thinks you could be labeled a trendsetter and that you have a spontaneous personality. However, your juvenile spirit also means you could be quite irresponsible and a little gullible. If you think you're safe from judgment since you prefer instant coffee that you can brew in the comfort of your own home, think again. The barista has labeled you as quite clever and savvy, since you can probably make a great-tasting coffee at a fraction of the price of what others pay at cafes. Even Dr. Dervasula thinks that if you prefer instant coffee, you're probably laid back and not too bothered by the fact that people make fun of you for liking the so-called cheap stuff. But even these coffee drinkers can come across as perhaps too sloppy and careless, and lack preparation skills. Now it's time to dig into those special order coffee drinkers. You know, those friends with orders that you can't seem to remember because it's such a mouthful. Half and half decaf soy skinny? Yeah, you know who you are. It could be that these trendy coffee drinkers actually like the drink, or they are trying to live a healthier lifestyle. Heck, they could even be lactose intolerant. Unfortunately, this could also indicate a tendency to be a bit controlling and oversensitive. Heck, in some cases, it's just plain pretentious. And according to research, you tend to get stressed a little easier. But hey, it sounds pretty cool when you place that order, so let the haters hate. Go be a healthy perfectionist and stop worrying so much. Take a page from the instant coffee lovers. So whether the source is someone who serves coffee for a living, an official university research study, or an actual doctor of psychology, the conclusion is the same. If you drink black coffee, you are probably a little crazy. But then again, aren't we all? You could also be the exception to the rule. In that case, get out there and prove science wrong. At the same time, let's not completely dismiss the research just yet. And maybe keep an eye on your next blind date's coffee order. I mean, it can't hurt to be careful, right? And throw your date's conclusions under the bus by ordering something completely contrary to your personality. It's not fair for someone to label you that quick, so make them work for it. Now the good news. Black coffee drinkers may have a lot of traits that scream crazy, but they're also the ones that get things done and keep it simple. So you can walk into that cafe, order proudly, and tell that barista that even though you seem like someone who is an aggressive OCD cuckoo, you are also independent and efficient. Unlike the needy pushovers with their milk-ridden hot drinks. Even the barista said black coffee drinkers are probably the last to leave the office, so it could count as a major plus on your resume. Looking at the research, it seems almost all coffee drinkers have a little bit of crazy edge anyway. How do you like your coffee? Pure black crazy style or lovable latte? Don't worry, we won't judge. Like our video and share with your coffee-loving friends. Sound off in the comments, and let's get the kettle ready for some deep talk. Subscribe for more videos that show you the crazy bright side of life.